Sunday edition of Gyan Ganga Words of Wisdom on our Virat Hindustan Sangam social media channels. We are today at episode number 287, and we will be in the next 40 minutes discussing with Dr. Subramanian Swamy and Mr. T.G. Mohandas of Kerala on the defeat of the Constitutional Amendments Bill and the Women's Reservation and the Delimitation Bill and its implication. And both of our guests, Dr. Swamy and Mr. Mohandas, will be discussing this. We also pay tributes to some unsung heroes of our freedom struggle. And today, Virat Hindustan Sangam pays its tribute to Kotwal Dhan Singh Gujar of Uttar Pradesh. We have a short slide and a video on him. Kotwal Dhan Singh Gujar of Uttar Pradesh.
One second.
Okay, we proceed with our program, and with this we go over to Dr. Subramanian Swamy to have its remarks or opening remarks, as we say, on today's important subject. Over to Dr. Subramanian Swamy.
Well, the voting shows that the situation is now complicated by the fact that the southern states are economically better off than the northern states, and the impact is showing up in the results that is taken, which I'll explain just now. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra, being relatively less poor, I should say, had fewer children relatively to the other states of the country. So therefore, where there was poverty, relative more poverty, the population was larger, and which has been the fact all through the last 3-4 centuries. You see, when even the Western countries had to go through this process. So now we have to say that North is essentially a higher population growth rate relatively to the southern states. And this is a fact which is having an impact today on the public in South India, who say that we are being just because we have fewer children, because we have more educated, this thing, that thing, etc. These discussion is going on in a big way, and we have to deal with it. And the recent defeats have to be seen in that context. The population growth difference is paradoxically in the present 131st amendment that had taken place. You saw what has happened. The question, therefore, that we pose here in our case is how do you bring about equity in the voting of states? And those states which start having fewer and fewer population, now how is it that they will not begin to feel that they are they are losing to the north, because the north is poorer and has more families have more children. So that is the issue on which we have to consider today. How do we normalize the electorate between North and South of India? Over to you, Jagdish.
Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for those opening remarks. With this, we go over to Mr. T.G. Mohandas to express his views on this subject.
Fundamentally, the problem started with the 1976 constitutional amendment by Indira Gandhi that was done in the dark days of emergency without much discussion. She connected the population with the delimitation, rather a population control with delimitation. Population has a, it's a definitely a factor in delimitation. But population control of states should not have been connected with delimitation. Delimitation has to take place every 10 years. Census has to take place every 10 years. This principle was violated by Indira Gandhi, and she did it, she froze it for 25 years. Now, the principle of our democracy is one citizen, one vote, one value. Now, a citizen should not be punished for his state government failing to implement some population policy, this policy or that policy, or some bureaucrat drafting a bad law. The citizen's value of the vote should not be affected. That is why the constitutional makers, they decided that come what may, delimitation has to take place every 10 years. Census has to take place every 10 years. Now, this population control was a European concept. Population explosion was a term invented by Europe or America. America was giving us food grain under PL 480 scheme. I think all of us will be remembering those days of 60s and 70s when we used to get grain from America. They connected it to population control because they want to control the population of not only India, throughout Asia. And we just walked into that trap. We thought population control is a big idea. So everybody started sterilization camps. And Indira Gandhi was so fascinated with that idea. She even changed the health minister. He changed the name of the health department from health ministry from health and family welfare ministry. All these exercises were done. There were mass sterilizations, possible sterilizations during emergency. There were firings on that point. Police fired. People were killed, which was raised by few Congress MPs in Parliament because all opposition MPs were in jail. Other MPs like Dr. Swamy, they went to hiding. They went out of the country. So under this situation, few independent MPs and Congress MPs politely raised this point, Madam, police is firing because of sterilization. She said, okay, there are a few instances of firing, few people have killed, but don't exaggerate that, your figures are wrong. And she dismissed and went on giving a lecture on importance of population control. And that is how she could link it. In fact, if it was a full parliament, nobody would have allowed Indira Gandhi to link it with population control. She said, let the states perform. We will reward the performing states, etc., etc. While the ground situation was different. See, our states were reorganized based on, largely based on language. In fact, that itself was wrong. At that time, Rajagopalachari said, see, you are sowing the seeds of this subversion. Don't do it. Just divide it according to your administrative easiness, not according to language or anything. Don't allow such identities to give rise, which may eventually eat your unity. but nobody listened to sane voice. Everybody were okay with linguistic division, and we did that. Afterward, that division has to be readjusted time and again. In fact, in 1961, when delimitation was done, Karnataka got 2 seats more. From 26, they reached 28. Kerala reached from 18 to 20. UP was having 86, it was reduced to 85. Now everybody feels that, oh, southern states are being discriminated. Everybody kept quiet when North was discriminated. In fact, if you go through the demography of the whole India from 1901 to 2011, almost north, south, east, they have a certain pattern of increasing the demographic numbers and then slowly reducing and then stabilizing. Now, south has somewhat stabilized, north is going to stabilize, east has yet to stabilize. I have figures, but it will be boring in this discussion to quote all these figures. This is all artificial. People need political power, so they are um, bringing this north-south divide. Did we mean to say that our constitutional makers were not knowing what will happen every 10 years if you do the delimitation? They knew it very well because our state reorganization was expected to be done on the lines of administrative convenience, not on any other factor. They never thought that regional feelings will take over. There were no regional parties at that time. There were only national parties. There was a small Janasangh, but still it was Bharatiya Janasangh. Now, national parties slowly they became smaller and smaller, and regional parties took ground. In 1972, DMK throughout Congress and they came to power. In 1967, Indira Gandhi, first time, so many Congress ministries failed and Samyukta Vidhayak Dal ministries came. Indira wanted to have a firm vote bank of her own. She understood that South is good for her, North is slippery. Now, people say that if North get more seats, Narendra Modi will win northern states and he can become prime minister by avoiding southern states. It is true. Even today, he can do that. Now, everybody will remember how Janata Party came to power. They could get hardly 3 seats from South, 2 from Karnataka, 1 from Andhra. All other seats were from North. Janata Party won the northern states and they ruled the country. Even with this 543, a party can, in fact, Janata Party, if I say, they did not get any seats from Jammu Kashmir. They did not get any seat from northeastern states, except from Assam, they got 3 seats. Bengal, they got not full seats, only 15 seats. With all this, they could muster 295 and they ruled the country. They could not rule for 5 years is another story. Not this delimitation or population has nothing to do with that. They fail because of some other reasons. So even with this existing 543, any party who can sweep reasonably the Bimaru states along with Maharashtra and Gujarat, you can rule the country. But constitution makers never imagined that we will have this north-south feeling. Regional parties will emerge and they will bring more divisions in the society and they will try to win somehow by speaking this type of nonsense that I am poor or I am rich. I am contributing more to the GDP. Therefore, I should be pampered by the center. All these arguments are inhuman. It cannot be agreed to. We all are one in whichever part we are staying in India. Just look at the geography of India. It is wide at the north end and narrower towards the south. Generally, southern population will be less. It's a matter of common sense because जगह नहीं है. जगह ऐसी है, India is an inverted triangle. So it becomes narrower and narrower at the bottom, and top is wider. More people will be there in the north, less people will be there in the south. Bhai kya hai? All these things become points of arguments now, and people trying to create a persecution mania among the southern people, saying that, oh, you are the loser, you struggle too much, you are contributing too much to the GSDP, and you don't get your due share. ये सब बकवास है, ठीक नहीं है. So the Indira Gandhi changed or amended the constitution to suit her purpose and mark it. It was done in 1976 when the whole of opposition was in jail. And she did that. She was fascinated by this population control. Slowly, everybody understood that this population control is not a big thing to be achieved. After that, in 1993, when Narasimha Rao was ruling, there was an amendment, जो पंचायती राज का amendment आया था. He also put this condition. He constituted a population control committee, of which Karunakaran, the Kerala Congress leader, he was the chairman of that committee. And that committee recommended that in local body elections, the candidate has to have only two children, not more than that. So many states implemented it, so many did not. In fact, Kerala did not implement it. Andhra did implement. But in 2014, Chandrababu Naidu said it was foolish to have population control because aging is the problem now. Like Japan or some other country which is suffering with this average age being very high. You cannot sustain that population. This is the situation in Andhra. Therefore, I am doing away with this 2 children norm. We want 4 children norm. So times have changed. Now, linking your population control and calling it a performance, etc., those days are gone. We must go by the actual constitution, which mandates that every 10 years you should have delimitation. और जिसका आबादी ज्यादा है उसको ज्यादा सीट मिलेगा तो उसमें क्या गलत है, मेरे समझ में नहीं आता. अब राहुल गांधी बोल रहा था जिसकी जितनी आबादी उसकी उतनी हिस्सेदारी, बोला था ना. अब वो बोलता है नहीं नहीं नहीं, जिसकी आबादी जितनी है उसको हिस्सा नहीं देंगे हम. ना उद्देश्य ओबीसी को नहीं मिल रहा है. अरे ओबीसी को क्या दिया है कांग्रेस ने? आई वाज watching that Lok Sabha debate. Nobody from BJP raised the point that from 1964 onwards, so many times Congress came to power in Kerala, they did not make a single OBC man as their chief minister. Their last OBC chief minister was in 1964. बाद में किसी को नहीं दिया. And the forward caste, so-called forward caste Nair, the last chief minister was Karunakaran in 1996. बस उसके बाद में everybody was Christian. No BJP man raises this point. अरे OBC के बारे में बोलते हो, you have not done anything to the OBCs. Left to the Congress will not consider OBCs. ये सब बकवास है. It is all politics. I agree BJP is also playing politics because they have to play politics. smarter politics. Otherwise, they will not bring this constitutional amendment at this point of time. There is politics behind that. They wanted to take a chance with women reservation. Whether it works in Tamil Nadu and Bengal, let us see. If it works, it is fine. If it doesn't work, okay, you can play the victim card. That is what Narendra Modi did yesterday, saying that मैंने सब कोशिश की, लेकिन मुझे हराया. देखो, हमको मार गिराया. I am wounded. I will not leave anybody. Yes, so all these things are politics. I understand. When Congress and other parties play politics, BJP will also play politics, their own politics. But politics apart, anybody, any individual who is for the nation, irrespective of region, if north, south, east, west, ये divide कम आ गया. It is not there in the constitution. It is not there in the constitutional debates also. Yes, this is for the winning of regional parties like DMK or TDP, YSRCP, BRS. ये लोगों को इनको अगर if they want to win their elections, they have to instigate this type of regional feelings और उसके ऊपर झगड़ा करो and then you snatch power. We should not succumb to this type of emotional blackmail. We must go to the essentials of the fundamentals of the constitution and start doing delimitation as well as census. And women reservation is a good idea. Why I say that Indian women has contributed equally like men to whatever activity, economic activity, even freedom fight, जो भी है. And giving them 33% reservation is in fact a little bit less. It should have been 50%. अब 50% तक दे दिया local self-government में, तो क्या हुआ? Everything is working fine. My counselor is a girl for the past 10 or 15 years. This time it is a BJP girl. Last time it was a Naxalite girl. Before that it was a Congress girl. तो क्या हुआ? चल रहा है. कॉर्पोरेशन का काउंसलर है, उसमें आइडियोलॉजी का इतना रोल नहीं. They are doing fine, fantastic. So women reservation is a good idea, but जो लोग in fact including every party, they don't like women reservation because मेरा एक constituency है, by rotation वो कुछ women को जाता है. So 5 years I'll be without a job. Well, I cannot win in some other constituency. Only one constituency I have nursed and nurtured. I can win only there. तो वहां एक महिला आएगी तो मेरा चांस गया, और 5 साल और जाते मैं मर जाऊंगा कि नहीं कुछ पता नहीं. So that insecurity is there. Therefore, I am against women reservation. Okay, fine. Therefore, everybody decided that let us increase the number of seats. तो आपकी कुर्सी आपके हाथ में ही होगा, दूसरी कुर्सी लगा देते हैं महिलाओं के लिए. अरे भाई वो भी नहीं चलेगा बोले तो कैसा है ये? this is not right. In fact, everybody should have agreed to increase. Okay, you have this north-south point in your mind. I know the passion with which people argue for that. They are understanding their passion. Okay, let us increase the seats in a direct proportion. किसी को कुछ ये नहीं होता, नुकसान नहीं होता, and women will get their due share also. Then if that is also not agreeable. That is because, see, it is an election time. Now, TMC cannot be seen as supporting BJP at Delhi and opposing BJP at Bengal. DMK cannot be seen as agreeing with BJP in Delhi and opposing BJP in Tamil Nadu. This is their problem. So they will not agree to this amendment come what may, because it is election time. Probably what I feel is that Samajwadi Party and RJD might have supported the bill, but I don't know, the floor management was so poor that they could not manage such things. If Pramod Mahajan or even Arun Jaitley was there, those type of people could have managed the majority. ना ये जो किरण रिजिजू वगैरह, probably he failed in managing the floor. That is why the bill failed. This is my read.
Now, one correction. You said Swamy survived because he was hiding in during emergency. I was not hiding. I openly went to China, America, and did campaign there, and then openly came back here, and then I went into Parliament, made a short speech, and buzzed off again to America. Now, if they are incompetent in not being able to catch me, you can't say that I was hiding. That is wrong, which you must correct in future.
Yes, I stand corrected, sir. It was in the flow of speaking. I said you went into hiding. It was wrong.
Ramesh ji, before Arvind comes on, would Ramesh want to say something? You're muted, Ramesh. Start. Muted.
Okay.
I think Arvind, you start, then Ramesh will come.
Okay, I have many important points to make
Hindi mein boliye.
based on my observation and information that I have. First of all, Mohandas ji referred to the delimitation based on the population. But before that, I'd like to say something about the defeat of the bill. BJP, whether Kiran Rijiju or Arun Jaitley, whatever, but you see, Parliament is the game of numbers. Everybody knew, including Modi and Amit Shah and other BJP leaders, whatever they count for, they knew that they do not have numbers, they do not have two-third majority to pass an amendment unless they take into account the support of some of the opposition parties, which they did not attempt. Number one, maybe it's a failure of Kiran Rijiju, but it's a failure of BJP as a whole. Number one. Number two, why was this special session conducted during the election campaigns? Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, wanted to take the advantage of this, irrespective of whether he wins the vote amendment or they loses. He wanted to project himself as the champion of the women, and he wanted to show Mamata Banerjee and Stalin, especially, that if you do not support women reservation bill, or at least the amendment bill from BJP, then I will go and campaign and say that you are anti-women, which is not a fact. Now, in 2023, when the women reservation bill was passed, it was unanimous. I mean, almost everybody supported it. Though personally, I'm against it. I'm against any kind of reservation, whether it is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women. But my opposition doesn't count. I'm just expressing my point of view. Everybody supported at that time women reservation bill in 2023, and it was agreed that after the census, the delimitation will be done, and then the number of parliamentary seats will be increased by one third, which will go to the women. Now, of course, this was also a faulty proposal as far as I am concerned, but anyway, that got through Parliament. Now, where was the need on April 16 and 17 to bring this amendment, especially during the campaign? And many people opposed it, so they were actually not happy with this kind of crookedness on the part of BJP to show the opposition parties in a bad picture. Number one. Number two, delimitation is a separate issue altogether. Now, many of you may be knowing in 1952, 57, when the first delimitation commission was formed, we had constituencies which had 3 members of parliament also, 2 members of parliament also, and single member parliament constituencies also. For example, in Uttar Pradesh, Atal Bihari Vajpayee first time came from a constituency which had a dual membership. The two MPs could be elected from one parliamentary constituency, Balrampur and Uttar Pradesh. In 1957, the number of triple member parliament seats were totally abolished, and the sum of the two seats were still retained. But later on, in the third delimitation commission, all the constituencies were single member constituencies. Now look at the situation today. If you compare 60s, 70s, 80s, whichever, and even today, there is a the size of the Lok Sabha constituencies is totally different in different states. The largest constituency of the Lok Sabha is in Telangana, which has more than 30 lakh voters, not population, 30 lakh voters. And the smallest voters are there in the Lakshadweep, which is less than 50,000. So that means 50,000 people are electing one member of parliament, whereas 30 lakhs people are also representing one parliament. Every delimitation commission has been attending this, but this has not been solved because of different political reasons. Number one. Number two, Mohandas ji very correctly identified the key issue from some of the states, and Dr. Swamy had mentioned it in the very beginning, that some of the southern states, especially, they have lesser fertility rate, and therefore the lesser rate of growth of population. And they objected during Indira Gandhi's time in 1971 about the delimitation, saying that those states which are producing more children and having higher rate of growth of population, they will gain advantage. Their seats will go up and our seats will not go up. So that is the kind of issue that is still continuing, and as Mohandas ji rightly pointed out, so it was shifted to 2001. And in 2009, if you know, 2009 Lok Sabha election, we had on the geographical deal after delimitation of the constituencies based on geographical area. And they tried to, for example, in Delhi, we had a constituency called Chandni Chowk, which was smallest, and now the Chandni Chowk was renamed and much bigger constituency. So that attempt was made in 2009, but it is not a complete successful attempt. Even today, I've just identified that Malkajgiri in Telangana has more than 31 lakh voters, whereas Lakshadweep has only 48,000 voters or something. One is this. Second is this delimitation which has been proposed. BJP wanted to cut short. You see, the Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, has today issued a statement, and the statement says that somehow before the 2029 Lok Sabha election, BJP wanted the delimitation to be done in their favor. In America, there is a word called gerrymandering. Okay, this is basically how to change the boundaries of the constituency to suit your own party. And this was planned. In fact, I have not confirmed information, but some of the people from West Bengal TMC have mentioned it in a statement that Ganesh Kumar, the current chief election commissioner, was to be given this responsibility of delimitation, and we all know what is the reputation of Ganesh Kumar, and they wanted somehow to have a caste balance of constituencies in such a way that in 2029 it will suit only BJP and no other party. That is why these parties, Samajwadi Party or other parties, which Mohandas ji said could have supported BJP in the name of women reservation, they did not do it because of this plan or the sinister plan of BJP. So therefore, it is very important to look at this defeat of the amendment bill from these two perspectives. Women reservation is not an issue. And I'm repeatedly saying this because in 2023, unanimously, all parties, despite of their reservations, despite of their proposed amendments were failed in the parliament and all that, they all ultimately supported it. Though it is not right in my view, but anyway, my view doesn't count. But I'm saying that all the parties were in support of women reservation. It is the delimitation which is being opposed the way BJP was planning, because the BJP had a sinister plan with Ganesh Kumar as head of that delimitation commission, and therefore this bill has failed.
Thank you,
Jagdish, can you hear
Arvind.
me now?
Yeah, Ramesh, please. I would also like to add something after you finish.
Okay. Thank you, Jagdish. I have only a couple of points to make. First of all, this delimitation based only on, I'm opposed to delimitation based only on population base because that definitely the South will get at a big disadvantage because they did control the population growth. Because the proportion between the North, UP, and even Tamil Nadu is so huge that, obviously Tamil Nadu or the southern states will be penalized. And there won't be enough representation for the people. See, typically, I understand the argument that as the population grows, they need more people to be represented by them, for them. But it needs to be proportioned based not only on population. My view is it should be based on economic contribution, tax contribution, human indicator index. You come up with a formula that you incentivize and you also motivate the states. Just because I give you more seats, it doesn't mean that your state is improving because it's only going to increase corruption. With 543 today, the corruption is at such a high level. Imagine you bring in 300 more. The atrocities and the arrogance that 800 MPs will impart on the population is going to be huge. The corruption is going to increase. Why increase the cost? Imagine the cost of sustaining one MP, one member of the parliament in Lok Sabha, Dr. Swamy, this runs into crores per year. So you're just multiplying that by another factor more. Why go through this nonsense? And the corruption is going to increase because that is the bane of India. The MPs out there are just nothing but corruption. And how are you going to really split this? So I think the best formula would be to we have delimitation. I have no problem about that. But don't penalize states that have controlled population. Have a factor based on economic contribution. How are they growing? Based on human factors. Because have you increased the life quality? Has it reached equality? A lot of states will compete. You show me performance is based on not only one factor but multiple factors. This is my first submission that delimitation should happen, but not based only on population. I totally disagree with that. Second to this women reservation bill, and I think Arvind also said, Mohandas said, everybody is saying 2023 completely done unanimously. What is the basic rule? It's based on 2026 census. So when the census happens and all these things, 27, 28, by the time it comes 2035, 2039, this is going to be a factor. So instead of 33% or whatever, you increase it to 50. Again, why reserve? Well, how does reservation help? Or why should it be a man or a woman there? When somebody says everybody is equal, why do you want to have a reservation? I'm not against, but I think on one hand you're saying all are equal. On the other hand, you say you want reservations. I don't know how that makes sense. The other important factor, Dr. Swamy, Modi, after getting defeated yesterday, he comes on TV and he goes and cries for 30 minutes. In that 30 minutes, he has uttered the word Congress 50 times. He has not even once said that my failure, because I did a 420 and I tried to push other nonsense in and I got defeated. Accept defeat. You did not accept defeat. And even all of his MPs did not vote, Dr. Swamy. That is the crucial part. All of India's MPs did not vote for the bill. So what happened? It is a failure on him. He should resign. His parliament minister should resign today.
Just about 489 members participated.
So what happened? Even in his own so-called NDA alliance, people did not vote for the bill. Either they abstained or they did not. They voted against. We don't know that fact because it is not very transparent in India. Unlike in America, we just say who voted for what. It is each and everybody's yes or no is documented. I don't know if it is the case in India, but the third solution, Dr. Swamy, in terms of increasing delimitation is keep the Lok Sabha as is. Why not increase Rajya Sabha? Would that work? I don't know, but I'm just asking you as one of the options is if we keep the Lok Sabha as is and increase Rajya Sabha, would that work? That is a question to you, Dr. Swamy. So I'll end with that and then Jagdish, you can take over.
Okay.
Jagdish, you want to jump in? I think Jagdish is... Yeah.
Dr. Swamy is asking you a question.
No, he's asking me a question, which is a monumental question. The issue is that Rajya Sabha was based on the concept that it will be able to deal with the Lok Sabha's decisions in a more sensible way, and therefore large number of educated people should be enabled to come into Rajya Sabha. Now, what is being said is that no, it should be based on the same principle. Why it should be in a in a different category altogether? That's something that is not feasible in the present constitution of our country.
Okay. Jagdish, you go ahead.
Okay, I would like to make some observations because what we are, some of us seem to be mixing up, and including the Prime Minister and even the opposition, some of the issues involved in the amendment bill. I just would like to, I hope Mr. Mohandas doesn't mind, I want to correct some misconceptions. One, Janata Party also won 3 seats in Tamil Nadu in the 1977 election, 2 seats in Karnataka, 1 seat of Anandpur in Andhra, and 3 seats in Tamil Nadu. We never won any seat perhaps in Kerala, but that's another story. Second, this population linked to performance was enacted no doubt during the emergency in 1976. But please remember, there was an further amendment done during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time for the extension of this same thing in 2001, BJP-led government. So you can't say that just because Indira Gandhi misused the emergency. She did misuse, and we have taught her a lesson. Janata Party taught her a lesson. But in 2001, and I think it was known as the 84th Constitution Amendment Bill, this extension of time was further done by a BJP government. So I'm not saying, neither is Mohandas saying that everything what BJP has done or the previous one has done. We are not saying he is equally blamed at. But there was in 2001 an 84th Constitutional Amendment Bill where this extension was given. Now, I agree with Ramesh ji that there are two issues. First, let me tell you what the BJP worker, two things which he has been spreading, which includes me. We have been saying that Muslim population in India is growing and Hindu population of India is restricted, and a time will come when Muslims will take over India. This is a normal ideology spread by we Hindutvawalas. But people like Dr. Swamy with research have shown that there is no immediate such big threat, but we have to be vigilant, that Dr. Swamy has been saying about it. So the question is, one way the Hindutvawalas are saying Muslim population is growing and the Hindu population is not growing. Ultimately, the country will be taken over by these mullahs, and like what happened in Europe and other parts. I'm just putting this in a proper perspective. Second, another canard has been spread by a lot of people saying having more MPs, and especially it is the Hindutvawalas who are trying to show that having more MPs will create a big burden on the country and expensive and all that. In fact, I would feel having smaller constituencies and more MPs will be helpful to the poor man so that he has better access. Like somebody said, a population of 20 lakhs. In fact, Dr. Swamy's Bombay Northeast constituency, we won consecutively 2 terms to the Lok Sabha in 1977 and 1980, was in those days considered one of the very largest constituency of India. So having smaller constituencies, the constituent will be serviced well. We'll 2-minute park aside. I know there is corruption, lot of these takes place. But having smaller constituencies like they have in Britain, they have in America, the local issues are taken up. Regarding corruption, it's a different ball game here. So I am telling you, the Hindutva mentality of we BJP walas has been population explosion because of the mullahs and this issue that we should have this lesser number of seats. In fact, WhatsApp messages were circulating. All of them have got cold, especially the BJP friends were circulating about these extra seats, how it will be a big burden and how it is wrong. I see Ramesh raising it, and this just park it aside. See the timing of the amendments. An election is going on. In the midst of an election, you come out with an important amendment. Mohandas ji rightly said that timing may be wrong. Arvind also says. And see the audacity of the Prime Minister during the election campaign which is going on. He as a Prime Minister is addressing the nation and taking undue advantage of the situation. Is this not also some way of influencing the voters? You using your Prime Minister's post to address the nation in midst of an election. What is it? We know no doubt that the Congress is a useless party, but the question is, it's a useless party, but Mr. Narendra Modi has a deal with the Congress leadership. Yeah. I'm saying it here with full authority. Have they prosecuted anybody from the family of Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra? Not a single corruption case has been filed against them. This is all drama in front of the public, naming them 50 times, naming Nehru. Then prosecute them. Why are you not prosecuting? Dr. Swamy's application to Amit Shah is pending to sanction the prosecution of Rahul Gandhi for his British citizenship. Why have we to go to court to plead with the court to give a direction? Amit Shah file is pending. Rajnath left the file in May 2019. He is not doing it. So my whole thing is, this was a very wrongly bought amendment. And if we are really serious for the women, with this whatever is 543 seats, give the women their share. Why you want an bigger house, census and all that? If you are serious, give it for the 543. Then everybody will know what is the reservation, where everybody stands. If you are really so much serious for the women, give them the reservation. Everybody except MLAs and MPs, this reservation is done, including the OBC, the Panchayat Raj bill or whatever you call. Mumbai Municipal Corporation, hardly there are 30 to 40% men in the corporation. There is reservation. It is impacting political workers, leaders in whatever way, rightly, wrongly. There is reservation for caste, there is reservation for OBC, there is reservation for women. So municipal corporation of 227 seats, is nearly 30 to 40% only are men, rest all are women. But we have accepted it as part of a political agenda and this thing. So in short, I am thinking of another thing further. Today's topic is the implication. The implication is, by the defeat of this bill, which was expected, Modi has lost politically. And he in fact has harmed the BJP. I feel Modi should detach himself, because Modi's miscalculation is harming the BJP. He should not take, just because he is following, he should take the BJP also down. BJP has to survive as a political party, as a party which can finish off the Congress. It has finished it off. Congress should not. In fact, because of the dynasty, Congress is surviving. So we must be strict, play our cards well, and have whatever delimitation, no delimitations, consensus, and then perhaps we can do the extra seat. But nothing prevents the present Lok Sabha giving all the representation, whatever percentage it is wise, to these women, as it was unanimously passed, if I'm not mistaken, in 2023. So this is a short point I want to make on this issue. Ramesh, you are muted.
Okay. Sorry, Jagdish, I want to come up with one thing. When I said why increase the number of MPs, which is going to increase to corruption, I'm first of all, fundamentally, representation is important. but it's where and how it is done. That is my objective, is to say, in India, if you increase the representation, it's just that it is not getting, even with 543, they are not getting what they're supposed to do. So, I mean, we can come up with different ways to do this. I agree. Well, maybe increase the local in the MLA level, increase it at the state level. At some balance has to be struck. That's what I'm saying. This attempt by Modi government is wrong. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, you can respond to this. We'll
No,
go next.
Ramesh, I want to tell you, for the efficient working of our MPs or MLAs, just find out how many, what you say, assistants are provided. See how much is provided in America. What is known as for constituency work or for policies, how many assistants are provided. People here don't look at all this. You want quality work of your MP, you want good people to give up their careers and come into politics, then you must pay them well and have good
Agreed,
assistance so
agreed.
that
Absolutely,
they raise
agreed.
those issues in parliament or the Vidhan Sabha. But you want riffraffs, those who have not passed 4th standard or 7th standard, and you want him to be the chief minister or the cabinet minister or be anything else or MP, MLA, then you people get the politician they deserve. There's a famous saying. So you'll get it that way. But what I'm saying is give the better facilities to the, why in the British period the collector and the district judges were given an exclusive bungalow and insulated and given a high salary, so that at least attempts must be made to see that he is not influenced or corrupted due to the situation in the country or in around us. That's what the idea is.
Around the women's bill, I mean, so-called reservation, BJP is the party which has the lowest percentage of women represented in its party in the parliament today. Doctor. I mean, just as a fact, there's a point of fact. And the so-called Congress Mukt Bharat, Jagdish, as you wanted to alluded to, if that was the case, the Prime Minister yesterday uttered more number of words called Congress than any other thing in his speech, which is ironic. It is shameful that he could have completely finished them off in the past 12 years. He's not even made, as you said, not even done once, not even one Congress guy has he put in jail, leave alone the Gandhi Parivar. He's not even put one person behind bars for corruption, which is amazing. And it shows and he's really not interested to do this. He just wants to keep this going so that he can keep on going and crying to the people and everyone, and shed a tear and do drama and nautanki. Just drama bazi. That's exactly what Modi is up to.
No, I'll add to this that in my case where I had got them, the court had passed the order that they were prima facie in violation of the law. But Modi has ensured that not a single day goes when they have to again go back to the court and explain what their position is and so on. I mean, just put it on cold storage.
Absolutely, and that's his intent, Dr. Swamy. He doesn't want you to win. That's very as simple as that.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Arvindji, if you have anything else, otherwise we can close.
Yeah,
I think we're
I
up to
just
the
want
point.
to add to what Ramesh said about the seriousness of BJP regarding women's reservation. You see, if we look at the percentage of women MPs in Lok Sabha, BJP has 12.9%, 31 MPs out of 240, which is the average in the country. Congress has higher, 14.1%. 14 MPs out of 99 MPs they have, 14 women MPs. Trinamool Congress has 11 women MPs out of 29. The percentage was 38%. And highest percentage of women representative both in West Bengal Assembly and in Lok Sabha and in Rajya Sabha is from Trinamool Congress. And he has been, he has the guts to come to address the nation, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and blame all the parties by naming Trinamool Congress, DMK, Congress, and Samajwadi Party. And incidentally, all four of them have higher representation of women as compared to BJP. And if they're at all serious, why don't they give the tickets to women? Who stops them? Why do you need a constitutional amendment for that? He said 33%. Why stop at 33%? Give them 50%, 60% if you are serious about them. But they are not serious about them, because they know that in the name of the amendment, they will blame the opposition, and that they will have an opportunity to blame on this issue, and nobody will ask how many tickets you have given. So BJP, I am repeatedly saying that with the help of the data, that they have the least representation of women in the elected bodies, whether they're MLAs or their MPs, as compared to other political parties.
We can go and conclude.
No, no, I want Dr.
Yeah.
Swamy to tell us. Dr. Swamy, could you please tell us the failure of this bill? What you think will be, although it is lost, the thing is over, but will you think there are going to be some political fallouts, and what is happening internationally and nationally, some implications, what will happen in Delhi or in India in the coming months?
Well, it's got nothing to do with the whatever has happened in terms of uh, the issues that are brought in. What you are saying is that Modi has a essential problem uh, in the international field in a number of dimensions. So, the worst, of course, was the one where he was caught outside India with the help of that Sardaji officer, or I think yeah, he's probably still an
Minister,
officer. He's a minister, yeah,
Hardeep Puri.
Hardeep Puri. And he has, there have been photographs, they have been passed around, and it is completely destructive. Then he went to Israel, and in Israel, they were also, the Americans turned up and made him confess that some of the horrible things he did to women is something that he should make amends for. Then some of the girls in Gujarat, they have run away from India. Mansi Soni, as she is the girl, she has left India, and she's now living in America in some secret place. So Modi has been identified abroad, but in India, no one is ready to publish it. It's not that they don't have, they don't got the material. I've given the material, but they don't want to publish it. And if it's published in some yellow journalist, that only makes it worse. So therefore, I don't understand why there is so much shyness in bringing Mr. Modi to book on these matters.
Thank you, Dr. Swamy. Arvind, for your summing up.
I think this was about time that the defeat of the amendment bill. It was such an important thing which happened after so many years. The government bills normally don't get defeated. So the government failed to manage, as Mr. Mohandas has already pointed out. But maybe people are questioning, why was it brought? And if I just speculate, maybe after the UGC Regulation Act had a violent reaction all over India, and the upper caste voters were going away from BJP. So BJP thought maybe through these women, this 50% votes, we can get some support from some corner, and the opposition of the upper caste will take a back seat. Maybe this is one of the issue. Otherwise, they knew the mathematics, they knew the calculations, they knew that they will be defeated, and maybe they wanted to pose themselves as martyrs, शहीद. वो शहीद होना चाहते थे देश की निगाह में, और चाहते थे कि महिलाओं के नाम पे पश्चिम बंगाल और तमिलनाडु के दो चुनाव जो बाकी है, आसाम का तो हो चुका, जो तमिलनाडु और पश्चिम बंगाल के दो चुनाव में महिलाओं के नाम पे वोट मिल जाएंगे उनको. Maybe this was a strategy. And as I said, delimitation is the major issue. Women reservation is not an issue. I think maybe someday this country will discuss the futility of reservations, whether this is for scheduled caste or scheduled tribe of women, all the reservations, as Ramesh Swamy said, all reservation must go. In fact, there is no need in a democratic society like ours to have job reservation, promotion reservation, admission reservation in higher education institution and all that, and also legislation. Anyway, this is not the issue, but this is just I wanted to conclude. Thank you, Mohandas ji. You brought in a historical perspective of the reservation and delimitation both together, and also you gave your analysis of why the amendment will fail. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for initiating the topic and providing valuable input to our discussion. Thanks, Jagdish Shetty ji and Ramesh Swamy ji for the contribution. And thanks the technical team led by Ashish Shetty, Swaminathan, Tejas Navalgol, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwar Iyer, Ajesh Nair. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting with the help of this technical team. We have been successful in conducting 287 successfully conducting 287 episodes of Words of Wisdom Gyan Ganga. We'll be meeting in the next episode on a Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time with a new topic with Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Thank you all. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri
Thank you.
Jai Shri Ram.